Good day, everybody. My name is Junior Research Voss, and if you're listening to this, you have been given permission to know that I work at the Foundation, and today I have some great news. I've finally been taking off things like data entry or other simple tasks, and today I have been given my very own SCP. As per standard protocol, I will be going through the original report and all the official documents, but at the very end of that, I have been given permission to conduct 2 of my own experiments, which I'm so excited for. So, if you're interested in learning something new, then skip ahead a bit, or else strap in because I want to do this right. SCP-1689. Object Class Safe. Special Containment Procedure. SCP-1689 is currently under restricted access in Area blank, medium-sized artifact storage, compartment blank. SCP-1689 is to be stored tight shut with its mouth facing upward at all times. Access is limited to level 3 personnel with the exception of staff cooking. Exploratory access to SCP-1689 requires approval from a level 4 personnel, and all expeditions must be documented with a complete manifest of equipment and staff in order to enter. Enzymatic Compound 13 has been developed to aid in the exploration of SCP-1689-A. Proposal to establish a mobile site in SCP-1689-A is currently under review. Description: SCP-1689 is a burlap sack of potatoes. In its stable state, SCP-1689 weighs 40 to 50 kilograms and contains approximately 200 common agricultural potatoes. SCP-1689 is made out of brown, roughly woven jute, and the interior of SCP-1689 is vastly larger than its exterior. It is designated SCP-1689-A, and this is a large extra-dimensional space of indeterminate volume, completely filled with potatoes. Exploration of this space is largely incomplete due to the high degree of obstruction, and for more information about this, please see the Addendum 2, Exploration Log 1689-I. When portions of SCP-1689 are empty, nearby potatoes experience an abnormal form of growth characterized by tumor-like bulges emerging and eventually splitting into fully sized independent potatoes. The rate of growth is roughly exponential, with a doubling period of approximately 2 hours. This effect also applies to normal potato introduced to SCP-1689, as well as similar edible tubers or roots, such as yams or sweet potatoes. Addendum 16891. This SCP was recovered from Krusevo, a small village of approximately 200 people in northern Siberia. A Russian official reported on July blank in Krusevo that they had no outside contact with anyone in 4 decades and no surrounding farmland. The reports were confiscated and investigated by the Foundation, at which point it was discovered that the village has been using SCP-1689 as its sole food source for well over a century. As a result, the villagers were suffering from extreme calcium and iron deficiency. No one in the village was able to recall how they had come into contact or in possession of SCP-1689, only that it has been there before the Reds, and that it was a gift for working hard. SCP-1689 was subsequently transported to Area blank and its current location. Addendum 16892. Currently, only one fully equipped expedition into the SCP has taken place, and authorized personnel may view the mission log of Captain Cameron Wells. Opening Statement. Exploratory missions on 1689 was scheduled for August 2000 blank with an exploratory team of 4 led by Captain Cameron Wells. This team was informed of the oncoming assignment, and for more information see document mission 16891 Equipment Manifest. Mission log, Captain Wells, day blank. They told me that today I was going to be leading Frederick, Kalen and Santa into a sack of potatoes. Okay. Apparently it's bigger on the inside. Some sort of pocket dimension. Or it's a portal or something to somewhere full of potatoes. At this point, nothing surprises me. Oh, and this is supposed to be an official log, so I'm supposed to call them Agents Morelli, O'Souls and Peterson. But no one checked these, so I fucking won't. Mission log, Captain Wells, day blank. They gave us the rest of our gear and got us ready for tomorrow. The plan is to be in there by noon. Labs produce this really cool liquid to use. It's some sort of acid or enzyme that dissolves the potato into a starchy paste. It mostly drains away, but then some of it sort of hardens into this nice tunnel sealing. It's actually scary how fast it works, and we have to wear skin protection so it doesn't get on us. With spray nozzles we can carve our way straight through all of these potatoes. Mission log, Captain Wells, day blank. It was pleasant to find that they already cleared out a small room on the other side of SCP-1689, made out of plywood. It was certainly weird crawling into a bag of potatoes and then coming into a totally different room. But again, nothing really surprises me. We actually didn't see any potatoes right away. Then we opened up the excavation door and yep, wall of potatoes. Potatoes above, in front and below. We decided to carve a roughly 2x2 meter tunnel straight forward. Compasses don't work here, but there isn't a very good chance of getting lost because we can always find our way back. Mission log, Captain Wells, day blank. Excavation is slow work. We can clear out about 30 meters in about 1 hour. And that sounds glacial, but it's 120 cubic meter of potato, so that's about 1 kilometer in 2 days if we make a good effort. And it isn't that hard. 2 of us spray and then 2 of us shovel away the goop. And every 200 meters or so we put up some support beams. Whoever invented this enzyme is a genius. Mission log, Captain Wells, day blank. God, I hate the odor of this stuff. I actually like the smell of potatoes, but because of the enzyme this place smells like vomit. I'm sick of it already. Blank. Mission log, Captain Wells, day blank. We accidentally spilled some enzyme on the ground today, and turns out we were only like 1 meter off of this sort of concrete floor. Command's really surprised. This is the first thing other than potatoes that they found. Cool. We decided to just start going on the floor. It's not too inconvenient and it's nice to have some solid footing in here. Mission log, Captain Wells, day blank. Did you know that the word spud comes from digging with a spade to make the hole that you plant them in? Colin did, and she made sure that we all did too. And then she repeated the word spud to herself all day while we were excavating. Mission log, Captain Wells, day blank. This is hardly agent work. Why don't they have D-class doing this? Mission log, Captain Wells, day blank. Tomorrow we're on our own. It's become too inefficient to resupply us every few days, so Command's providing us with 2 months of MREs and tanks of more of that enzyme stuff to last us longer. If we haven't found anything after that, they say that the mission will be abandoned. Obviously we still have radio contact. Mission log, Captain Wells, day blank. It's nice being alone with the team. At night it almost feels like camping. Like, I guess, camping in a weird cabin made out of spuds. Mission log, Captain Wells, date blank.
Out of the blue, something interesting happened. We found a wall. It's made out of the same material as the floor. The base floor, not that starch stuff. Concrete. It runs at an angle 20 degrees to our tunnel's perpendicular. Command told us to follow it, and it's not like there's anything else to do or interesting going on in here. So, concrete floor and concrete walls. Today, Frederick got thinking, and sure enough, concrete ceiling. This whole time it's been about 3 meters above us, which means that the whole time we've been inside of a building, a huge building. And if we can map it out, we can find the exit and discover where in the world this potato hell is.
Mission log, Captain Wells, date blank.
Sanders says that it's potato. What the fuck? How have I not heard him say it until now? It's been 4 weeks surrounded by potato, and he hasn't said the word up until now. He's the first person I've met to actually say it like that.
Mission log, Captain Wells, date blank.
It's been longer since we started following the wall than from the wall back to start. Sander thinks it isn't going anywhere, but Frederick wanted to press on. Command deferred to me, and well, I don't want the last month to have been pointless. We'll go for another 3 kilometers at least.
Mission log, Captain Wells, date blank.
Today we decided to blow a fucking hole in the wall. Carleen had charges in her pack, God knows why. So, why not? The wall wasn't going anywhere. We all stood clear and blasted. It took a long time to clear out all of the mashed potatoes afterwards, but we had sure enough created a 3-meter hole. Guess what was on the other side? Potatoes. We started excavating through the hole that we made, and turns out it is actually different outside. It is definitely outside. The ground is dirt and extremely dead grass. That means that this thing isn't anywhere on Earth. I guess the building was some kind of gigantic warehouse. We've been hearing these sort of faint rumbles ever since we blew the charges. Sander's starting to go wily about it, but as far as we can tell, nothing is happening.
Mission log, Captain Wells, date blank.
How high up did those potatoes go? If we're outside, then there's no vertical clearance, so does it go all the way up into the atmosphere? Is this whole universe filled with potatoes? It's so weird thinking we're outside. It doesn't feel any different than when we were inside of the building. It all feels like we're underground, and I guess we are. It's just that the ground is made out of potatoes.
Mission log, Captain Wells, date blank.
We found an actual tree, a dead one, surrounded by more potatoes, but a tree rooted into the ground nonetheless. We had to be careful about it, because the enzyme chews it up, but we managed to fully uncover it. Its branches were sort of weird, splitting at these perfect 30-degree angles, but overall it looked pretty normal. The lab had me collect bark samples. It totally made the outside fact real. What even is this place?
Mission log, Captain Wells, date blank.
Sanders was worried about the rumbles we've been hearing, so he turned back to look. Turns out about 100 meters out of our tunnel is caved in. Command didn't know either. They said that they've started digging us out from the other side, and that it was my choice that I wanted to keep excavating. Frederick and Colin want to continue, so we continued, listening to Sander complain the entire way. I didn't sign up for this bullshit. Yeah, no shit. The Foundation didn't exactly know you were going into the realm of Tartars when they decided to recruit you. It's not the kind of thing you put in on fine print just in case.
Mission log, Captain Wells, date blank.
We keep finding more weird shit. we uncovered this twisted bicycle, and we got super psyched about it. I knew there had to be humans here before because of the building, but it didn't really occur to me until I saw the actual bicycle. Jesus. Fuck, I am an awful captain. There was another big rumble today, a huge cave-in. We nearly got crushed, but somehow we all managed to take safe refuge under the tree branches. This time we lost contact with command. We can still detect some faint radio transmissions, but it's far too staticky for any sort of correspondence. Obviously I made the call to turn back, but we have no idea of how bad it is. It could take us weeks to get out. Fuck, I should have turned back. Frederick told us today that we should have brought an Irishman. I told him that he was an asshole. He was chuckling about it all day. What an absolute prick.
Mission log, Captain Wells, date blank.
We ran out of food rations today. Santa freaked out and started saying we were going to starve until I told him that he was a fucking idiot.
Mission log, Captain Wells, date blank.
We should have brought a goddamn spice kit. Carlin actually had cooking equipment in her pack, once again, God knows why, so we can prepare the potatoes a couple of different ways, but it's still potatoes. My taste buds are starting to shut down. This is gonna take forever.
Mission log, Captain Wells, date blank.
It's too hard to clear out the original tunnel that we made. It will be quicker to just cut straight through the back. Anyways, tomorrow I'll tell my team to just start carving a new tunnel. Fuck. We ran out of enzyme today. Sure, I noticed that the supply was dwindling, but it doesn't really work to ration it. So we just kept using it normal, and now we're out. Okay, so the good news is that we are inside the building when it happened. That means that we can shovel our way out, as there is a ceiling. It's 5 meters from top to bottom, and I can't imagine we could make a tunnel any more narrow than 1.5 meters. That's going to be slow, but we should be able to get out of here. The real digging problem is space. Where are we going to dump the potatoes? The best we can do is about 5 meters behind us, so we have a little bubble of space so that we just sort of move through the building. That is going to take a long time, but honestly, I'm not sure what we'll run out of first. Food is covered, and we actually got enough water. We actually have enough water in them to survive. But the oxygen is starting to get stale, though. I don't know how much is able to fit in the cracks between the potatoes. I don't even know what to do for morale. I told everybody that command is probably digging from the other side, and that they are going to find us, but they're all depressed. This was supposed to be a 65-day mission max.
Mission log, Captain Wells, date blank.
Frederick made a joke about the word tuber. I don't remember exactly what, but it was stupid anyway. Maybe it's because we were just melting them. But there's something that none of us noticed before. These potatoes are real ugly looking. They got these bulges which sort of wiggle and grow slowly. Absolutely disgusting. And they are our only meal. I hate the smell of potatoes. I'd had to vomit back just for the smell. Fuck. It's fucking smaller. Our bubble of space is smaller, and it's because of more fucking potatoes. Our area wasn't precisely dimensioned or anything, but Carlin was the first to mention it when we woke up, and suddenly it was obvious to everybody. The whole area has shrunk a good 10 cubic meters. What the fuck?
Mission log, Captain Wells, date blank.
I was paying attention today. These ugly bulges, they actually get big pretty fast, and when they get to be the size of a potato, they split off. That's where all of these potatoes are coming from. Our area is getting smaller day by day. We are running out of space and time. There's barely enough room to work anymore. We are knocking elbows and shoulders while shoveling. Fucking taters, fucking spuds, fucking yams, fucking tubers, fucking roots. I swear they'll kill me while I'm sleeping and I'll have a potato fucking stuffed down my throat. All day Sanders been whining to shut the fuck up. We all hate the dark and the yellow lamps with the brown potatoes and the tasteless food we all ate. Okay? Okay? It's not like I can yell at the team. I keep them all going, because I'm the captain. Captain Wells, Potato Commander. I keep it together and vent it all into these fucking logs.
Mission log, Captain Wells, date blank.
I can't breathe. I can't fucking breathe, and there's no room to shovel. Fuck. I feel like I'm breathing inside of someone's lungs, who's already exhaled, so there's nothing left but carbon dioxide. No one can speak while we're working. We're dead within the week. Death by potatoes. Concluding statement. On November blank, Mission Captain Wells and Agent Ozols, Merrill and Peterson connected with the secondary excavation team. Although they were suffering from oxygen deficiency and in a deteriorated mental state, all team members fully recovered within 3 weeks. Captain Wells declined to write a post-mission summary.
I am so excited for this. Okay, so this is the first time that I've done this, but I think I will try to keep it professional. Okay. Experiment log 1689, spot 01, dates March blank. Experiment conducted by Researcher Voss. I really like the sound of that. Security measures. The experiment was conducted in a sealed BSL-2 greenhouse annex equipped with reinforced polycarbonated walls and negative air pressure. 2 armed security officers of level 2 clearance were stationed outside the annex at all times, and in the event of unforeseen anomalous activity, such as rapid accelerated growth or anything weird, the following protocols was authorized. An immediate lockdown of the greenhouse annex via remote blast doors, deployment of Class B amnestics to all non-essential personnel in the entire wing, and an activation of an on-site incendiary protocol to neutralize all plant matter within the wing. Researcher Voss was fitted with a remote vital signals monitor and a one-way communication earpiece linked directly to Site Security Command. All testing personnel was required to wear the standard Foundation anti-mimetic visors during the daily observation. Test 1. 1 standard potatum extracted from SCP-1689's exterior compartment. It is designated as Spot 1. Visual inspection confirms it is a typical russet potato, approximately 12 centimeters long and 180 grams, with minor surface blemishes consisting with agricultural stock. No anomalous markings besides the described bulges. The odor is normal and temperature deviations are common in accordance with the time of removal. Procedure. Spot 1 was planted in a standard 20-liter containment pot with non-anomalous potting soil of pH 0.62, sterilized. It was placed under controlled environmental conditions in a low-security greenhouse annex with a 12-hour light cycle and 22 degrees Celsius. Regularly water schedule identical to Foundation baseline potato cultivation protocols. The goal was to confirm and or determine whether Spot 01 exhibited accelerated growth, spontaneous replication, or other extra-dimensional properties when removed from SCP-1689. Daily measurements of sprout height, tuber mass, and root developments was recorded. A non-anomalous control potato, called Spot Control, of identical cultivator and size was planted simultaneously in an adjacent pot under identical conditions. Result: over a 42-day observation period, Spot 1 exhibited normal germinations and growth patterns. First sprouts appeared on day 9, reaching an average height of 28 centimeters by day 42. Final topper yield was 4 medium-sized potatoes with a total mass of 620 grams, consistent with the expected output for a single seed potato under normal conditions. No anomalous replication, tumor-like buddings, or spatial anomalies were observed. Spot control produced comparable results with a total mass of 590 grams. No mimetic and cognitohazardous or psychological effects were detected within the greenhouse staff, and chemical analysis of tissue samples showed standard starch, water, and nutrient composition with no deviations from a baseline potato. Notes: Spot 1 appears to be a completely ordinary potato once removed from SCP-1689. The replication effect documented in the exploratory log is confined exclusively to the extra-dimensional interior of the SCP. Request denied to introduce additional spots for cross-testing. 05 blank has reminded junior staff that we already have several metric tons of perfectly good potatoes in the bag. Stop trying to make more. Experiment log 1689. Spot 2. Date: April blank. Junior Researcher Voss. I have been reminded that I have not been officially promoted to researcher, but I'm junior researcher, so yeah. Security measures. The ingestion test was performed in a designated low-risk humanoid testing chamber, room 17, under full medical supervision. The chamber was equipped with reinforced observation windows, biometrical surveillance, and an emergency sedation gas delivery system. 2 security officers were positioned outside the chamber with non-lethal containment gear in case of any unforeseen events. Other security protocols included immediate activation of the chamber's sedation gas, deployment of a mobile Scranton reality anchor, and an on-site medical team on standby with a broad-spectrum anti-mimetic drugs and gas-relieving equipment. Junior Researcher Voss wore a subdermal tracking implant and a panic button linked directly to the site director's office. He insisted. All personnel involved were pre-briefed on SCP-1689's known properties and instructed to avoid any verbal references to potatoes or burlap sacks during the testing window. Test 1, Subject 1. A standard potato tuber extracted from the SCP-1689, designated Spot 2, identical in appearance and weight to Spot 1. Procedure. To test for possible latent supernatural quantities, Spot 2 was prepared as a simple baked potato, salted and with no toppings, and consumed by a co-signing junior researcher during a supervised lunch period. Vital sign, cognitive functions, and blood panels were monitored for 72 hours post-ingestions. A non-anomalous control potato was also prepared and consumed by D7742 under identical conditions for comparison. Psychological evaluation were administered pre- and post-consumption. Result: ingestion produced no detectable anomalous effects. Researcher Voss reported a perfectly average baked potato experience. Slightly mealy, decent skin crisp, and according to our research, the blood glucose, nutrient uptake, and inflammatory markers remained within normal human baseline. No hallucinations, compulsory spot-related abnormalities, or any sort of spatial distortion was found. Post-experiment tissue samples from spot 002 confirmed standard composition. The potatoes was described in post-test survey as a potato. Notes: while the interior of SCP-1689 is unsettling on an existential level, the individual spots themselves demonstrated no supernatural qualities when isolated or subjected to standard testing. They are, for all intents and purposes, potatoes. Further testing on isolated specimen has been suspended and pending review. Site 17 kitchen staff have requested the remaining spots for perfectly non-anomalous mashed potatoes. Request approved. Conclusion: 05 blank oversight. Nice work, Junior Researcher Voss. You have successfully proven that a potato is a potato. Please return any uneaten spots to the bag. We do not need another incident. I'd like to think that for my first experiment this went pretty well. I am glad that nobody died and that the results came up as nothing earth-shattering. Yay, yippee! So anyways, if you enjoyed this, please let me know, and I will see you in my next experiment. Bye bye!